Yes.
Right. Hello, friends. Don't mind me, I'm doing some prep work.
Okay, we are gonna do Santa sacks today. Let's talk about what a Santa sack is real fast. Once I
Liz has to find this
find
so she can see comments.
Yes. Unless you don't want me to see comments, which is also okay. Doesn't make feelings.
Sure.
Okay, so the Santa sack thing, I don't know if it's a new concept. I've seen it a lot the last, 3 years-ish. What the Santa sack is it's a bag that each of your kids, grandkids, whatever, get at Christmas time with their Santa gifts in it. So Santa delivers each kid a sack full of gifts along with their stocking. But the fun thing that I've seen a lot of my friends do with Santa sacks is before Christmas, leading up to Christmas, because I don't know about you, I try and do some extra charitable stuff at Christmas time and remind me and my kids how blessed and fortunate we are. And so what you do is have your kids have their Santa sack and they go through and they fill it with toys to give away.
Yeah.
And then Santa brings them new toys.
Yeah.
In the sack. Good morning, friends.
We've been doing that for years where leading up to Christmas, we go through the toy room and the kids choose what to give away that we will then donate. I mean, take to,
Goodwill.
Yeah, Goodwill, something like that.
Your local thrift store. Donation.
But this is a way where you have the kids load the sack with the toys they are donating. Santa takes them away and brings them new ones. Yeah. Plus, you don't have to wrap them.
I would say, or if you're like me, you wrap them and put them in the sack because the concept of not wrapping gifts just
see, and we're weird at my house. Santa's presents are never wrapped. But it comes from my husband's family.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't wrap presents.
See, everyone in my house wraps presents, no matter what, because Mom's obsessed about it.
I mean, everything else is wrapped, but Santa doesn't wrap presents.
So, today we're going to talk Santa sacks. The fabric we are using, guys, this is really simple. It's kind of like a pillowcase, but cuter. There is a casing on this project, to have a tie so that it ties closed. Similar to, anyway, I'll show you in a minute.
Yeah.
So for your tie, you can use a ribbon, you can use a bias tape tie, you can get cording, which I think is really cute.
Right. Really whatever you want.
Really whatever you want. Whatever you want to use to put inside the casing to tie it closed. It's up to you.
So what you're going to need, I know Liz put it in the text for the video, but fabric requirements, you're going to need 5/8 of a yard for your main body fabric. You're going to need 1/4 of a yard for the accent fabric. This is going to be the top of the bag where the casing runs through. And then 7/8 for the lining. Now I wanted to do a bag that was fully lined because they're just going to hold up better.
It's going to last you longer.
We don't need to quilt it, but we do want it to hold up. I went with a Kona Solid with these ones, partly because I wanted it lined, but there's a difference between $12 a yard and
$7.30
right.
a yard.
So it's good quality fabric, but it's a bit of a better price point. So
for a lining. So the fabric we're using today, these two come from Flurry. It is a Christmas line designed by actually a collaboration of ladies at Ruby Star Society.
Right.
A lot of their lines are one individual person, but this is one of their collaborative lines. And it's fun. There's polar bears with headphones. One of the fabrics has records, like vinyl records, coming out of the cases.
Right.
This is Christmas ornaments, and the line on it is their shadows.
Right.
It's just
it's cute.
Really cute, fun line. Definitely playful for a project with big prints. The polar bears on this one are. And so we're gonna go ahead and use Flurry today because I love Flurry. When it comes to this line of fabric, we have about quarter bundles. They have their half layer cake, so they're in rolls. By half layer cake, I mean half the number of squares. There's still 10-inch squares
instead of 42.
Charm packs, and last year's modern snowflake pattern that was super crazy popular. They Moda curated a kit with flurry, and it's adorable.
It is cute.
And it's in a box, and it's fancy, and it's cute. And anyway, we have that too.
All right. So let me tell you how to cut your fabric for this. You're going to need 2 of each of these pieces. For the main body, this piece is, what did I cut it to? 22.5 inches tall by 20 inches wide. Okay. The accent is also 20 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall. You need 2 of each of these. Okay. And then this one right here is also 20 inches wide. You're catching a theme, huh? And 31 inches long. Okay. Now,
we're going to put written instructions out later today. So don't
But you
freak
can
out.
see how I laid it out here. It probably looks weird because the lining's at the top. But just trust me on this one.
How it's going to work.
What we're going to do is we're going to sew these together. So Liz can hold that while I pin.
So you end up making one big long piece here.
And then we're going to sew both of these together. So it's going to be a really long strip. Now, my fabric is directional. So because this is the bottom of my bag, you'll notice I'm making sure that the shadows on my ornaments are there on my polar bears.
And her bag's going to end up being more like this. That's your lining.
Yeah.
So there's her.
That'll be what it's like when it's done-ish.
Yes. So that's where we're going to start right now. And the beautiful thing about the Kona solid is that it's the same inside and outside.
Right?
No. So the lining.
No right sides.
No right sides.
No right sides.
So just going to start with the.
So I'm going to sew my accent fabric to my outer main fabric.
And guys, long seams, please pin.
Pin it, guys. Otherwise, it's not going to match up. I'm not going to pin it a ton. I'll put like 5 in here.
Y'all know I'm not a huge pinner, but big long seams, you guys, it makes
especially with this is kind of heavy, and my foot pedal cord is really short, and so I have to have my machine all the way at the edge of this counter because it's counter height. So I don't have anything in front here to let my fabric sit on. So I need to not have it be shifting under me.
Another thing, the Ruby Star fabric, if you've ever felt it, it's got a little bit of a different feel to it. It is a 200 thread count, so it's a little bit of a different thread count and weave for Moda. It was specified by the ladies at Ruby Star. It's how they like it. It's got a great feel to it.
Yes.
So it's nice and soft, and anyway.
Oh, it's very soft.
I'm gonna have
it's
to
really lovely stuff.
Out of it.
A lot of you'll find Ruby Star does a lot of apparel.
Yeah, it's primarily because they do a lot of apparel patterns, and so they want it to be great for that too.
It's got a really soft rake to it. I rather like it. Okay.
Anyway.
Oh, and we're doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I know that's shocking.
Yeah. Sticking with our 1/4 inch seam, we're not moving to the.
But I do feel the need to say that because it's not quilting necessarily, and so I should identify my seam. Now I'm just going to press these down. I'm not going to bother about pressing open. This is going to be one of those rare times that I'm going to actually just press to the dark.
Yep, because it works in this case.
Right. Hey, look, there's an application for the rule.
While she presses that, I'm going to show you our most exciting good news. Hold on.
We have all kinds of, you guys, we got buried yesterday. Buried. The FedEx guy took 2 trips with the dolly. The UPS guy took 2 trips with the dolly. I mean, which is also very exciting stuff, but we're slightly buried at the shop.
Yeah, so if you come in looking for fabric, it's here. It's just a mess. These, we have been waiting anxiously and not so patiently for Tula's True Colors. I don't know if you guys can see them because I put them over there. And they are here, you guys.
And they're beautiful.
There's 4 different colorways. These are basics of Tula's.
And these
they'll be
have
out forever.
some of her last
These
ones.
1/4 bundles have some of her dots and stripes in them too that coordinate. Mm-hmm. So they're bigger than what we just got in. But we just got 50 new bolts of Tula Pink, which is super crazy exciting. They all have her fairy dust print in them. in 7 or 8 colors. I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
And it's gorgeous. And
the extra bolt that I ordered for me isn't here yet.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, Jen and I pretty much ordered a bolt for us.
I'll not take the one that came. I'll let you guys have it first. But yeah, they better send me my bolt.
But that's how much we love it. Jen and I
love it. I'm like, I just need a bolt of that to go in my storage because that's
the ultimate background.
So
anyway,
fun.
So that's super exciting.
That also means like I am going to be starting my Tula Nova.
Me too. I've had the paper pieces for
like 2 years,
a year and
at least.
Yeah, at least.
So if anybody wants to
do like a little English paper piecing club,
so along,
like in shop club EPP day.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Tula Nova.
Liz is gonna drop stuff on top of herself as she goes to get it. Hold on.
This is Tula Nova. It's hard to see because this picture on the pattern is not fantastic. It's an English paper pieced product. All of the papers are here.
It has a coloring sheet inside.
And a coloring sheet, which is fantastic. There's room in there for some fussy cutting. You make stars. There's hexagon. There's
diamonds,
actually,
triangles.
Those are pentagons and all sorts of awesome fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jen and I have both been anxiously waiting to make ours forever, trying to find the right fabric. And to use the right fabric is really just Tula.
Right.
Of course.
So I'm going to be starting
We're going to work on ours. So if you'd like to join us, let us know if you're interested. And we will start a little Tula Nova EPP club. It is English paper piecing, so it's all done by hand. You make this big, huge English paper piece top, and then you applicate it down onto a back. This is how you make the quilts. The quilt is 56 by 56.
Yeah.
Or if you're like me, I might just piece the whole thing and leave it as a circle. I haven't decided.
It would be a cool table topper.
Exactly. And I have a 54-inch square table, so it might just go live on my table. I don't know. Clearly haven't decided because I haven't started it yet.
Right.
But
that's
two of the true colors are here, and Jen and I want to do this.
Another new thing that's here is Super Bloom
by
by Edita Sitar.
Edita. So we've been waiting on this one. It shipped originally in
my goodness.
May.
Guys, COVID's killing everything. But
and ours got delayed till now, but it's finally here.
It's here. So that's super exciting.
Edita's Super Bloom is here too, and we have been back ordered on Minky, and we got cases and cases and cases of Minky and wide back Minky yesterday too.
Very exciting.
So,
all right, we're gonna get back to the project we're actually making.
She's sewing long seams.
So we have 2 long pieces like this. Okay, lining, accent, main. We're gonna sew them together. Now, it might seem a little ridiculous that I made these 2 pieces
and didn't just fold it in half.
And not just fold it in half. The reason I didn't is because it's directional. Now, if you're using something that's not directional at all, you could let this main fabric be one piece. But I didn't want to have my polar bears upside down on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and put these right sides together now and sew the bottom. I know we're all used to like making little things, and when we have all this fabric, it's so weird.
We need a countertop.
Right, she's got to get all her fun new things
extra stuff out.
Okay. So again,
pin at the bottom.
We're going to pin the bottom. You know me, I'm going to match the corners and make everything else fit. Match the corners, match the middle, make it work.
Yep. That's how we roll. Okay.
And then we'll do our fun stuff.
And then we've done the super long, tedious parts.
Right. And then I'll show you about how we do the sides and make a casing.
But guys, this is pretty quick. It's nice. I think grandmas, it would make a great gift. I mean, even a way for you to gift your own gifts to grandkids.
Could also just be a fun new tradition.
And, you know, I'm always looking for new traditions with my kids. I've gotten to where I don't try and overwhelm Christmas with a million traditions, but I love having...
We have our staples.
We play with them. Sometimes we're like, this one's not working for us, like, long term. So we switch it out and do something different.
Right?
So...
Alright, now this bottom seam I'm just going to press open because it's bottom.
Yes.
Might as well be flat, right?
And since we're going to box the bottom...
Right.
No,
I mean, boxing is really optional, but I think it makes a nice difference too.
I'm going to show you one more thing too.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this right sides together. Okay? Let me lay this out here. And then I'm going to match up. Again, we match what matters. I'm going to match right here.
Match your seams. So you guys, this is a miniature version of exactly what we're making. Okay, this is a pedal bag made for our featherweights. Here's your ties that you just pull and cinch it closed. So it has the cute top where it flips open and you see the lining. And the boxed base right here helps it, well, be boxy and stand up straight. So this is the concept of the Santa sack that we're making. It's just like this pedal bag.
Right. It's essentially the same construction.
So so yeah, if you're trying to get a big picture of that you can see on a smaller scale.
What on earth is she making?
What we're doing. So these ties you can see are made from fabric. Okay, they can be made from rope. They can be made
you'll
from,
see. So I have
I brought some jute cording.
I have like 4 of those bags in my featherweight bag over there, and they're made out of. Some are made out of twill tape.
There's bias tape.
Tape.
Jen pulled out a piece of moto ribbon from a fat quarter bundle or a
Oh,
jelly roll.
I found this in my bag. I've got a moto fat quarter bundle ribbon, and that would make a cute tie too. So, all kinds of fun options.
So she's matching our sides here.
Yeah. Now, we're going to leave some marking spaces. So, because we're not just going to sew all the way around, and we're not just going to sew up the sides.
Because then you sew it closed.
Right.
Wrong side out.
Right. We got to be able to flip it open. So we're actually going to leave 3 spaces open in this bag. We are going to leave, let me flip this over and show you. We're going to leave a nice little space down here on the bottom so that we can turn it right side out.
It's always nice to do it in the lining because then you can top stitch it closed. And
right, I don't need to do anything fancy about it. I'm just going to top stitch it when I'm done because it's the bottom of a bag.
And really,
if you want to be fancy about it, feel free. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just choosing not to.
Simplicity's sake.
Right.
Guys, I machine bound a quilt the other day. And not because it was, I machine bind customers' quilts all the time. I never machine bind quilts I make. I did it the other day because you know what? That's what I had time for.
Right? And sometimes that's what you do.
Okay. Weird.
The other spaces we're going to leave open
are for our
cording. And so what we're going to do is between this seam right here and this seam right here,
in our accent fabric,
we've got 8 inches. And did I grab my ruler? I didn't. So Liz is going to grab a ruler for me because I need to measure something. You could grab the one on the counter right there. Where'd that?
Is that big enough? That's only 6 inches.
It's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down
from the seam, not from the edge of the fabric.
From the seam.
From the seam.
Did I only cut that 8 inches tall? Looks like I did. I lied. I only cut it 8 inches, not 8.5. That's weird. See? Bigger ruler. Much better. Yep. I only did 8 inches tall. That's okay. Not a problem. So what I'm going to do, because what that leaves me is a 7.5 inch space after the seam allowance, I'm going to go ahead and mark like 3 1/4 inches down from the seam. I'm going to draw a little line here, and then I'm going to go 3 1/4 inches up.
So she's leaving
and so
a
that
1 inch
leaves
space.
a 1 inch gap. Okay. I'm just using my nice friction pen. Anything that's water soluble or heat erase, you know, don't use a ballpoint pen. I know, I'm so weird. And when I'm sewing along these sides here, I'm gonna
backstitch
at that spot, and then just hop right on over and keep going.
Backstitching is going to help keep it from pulling open.
Right, because that is a spot that, especially because we're going to be putting a drawstring through there. It's a place that's going to be under pressure.
Yes, it's going to get messed with
over time. And so we do want to reinforce it a little bit. And this isn't
finished pinning up that side.
Right. So many pins. But that's because I'm making a ginormous bag. So, my own fault. Alright. So now we're going to do a very long seam.
With a couple breaks. 3 breaks.
3 breaks.
3. That's a 2. Wow. It's morning.
Is it morning?
Yep. Then after this, it's pretty...
Yeah.
It's all short seams after this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys gotta make the facing lines.
Yeah.
Those are still not this long.
No.
Anyway.
Is the longest.
What else is fun this week? Hey, we are creating our own permanent filming studio, you guys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of super exciting. And we also are roping our brother into helping us set up and order
some better supplies.
Higher tech filming equipment. And so that we can soon have work from multiple angles and get you guys close-ups and maybe look slightly more professional.
Right.
At what we're doing. So that's kind of exciting. And let's see, what else is new? Anyway, it'll be fun.
Alright, so I'm just gonna back tack here. Guys,
and she's just gonna skip over
and move.
Because you can clip those
I can
threads
trim that later. No reason to have tails.
Anyway. So that is exciting for us anyway.
It is exciting.
It's helpful to have a brother that makes his living on YouTube, right? It's more than YouTube. It actually provides useful content and teaches skills. But
we just like to make fun of him and call him a professional
YouTuber because he's got an engineering degree and MBA.
Right.
But yep. Anyway, yeah. So we will soon, guys, give us a little bit of time because, well, we gotta learn it and get it all set up. But we're gonna have a more professional setup.
We've got some fun stuff. Other fun stuff coming though.
Which ones? We got all sorts of stuff.
Deb Strain's holiday line.
Ooh, Deb Strain's holiday line is shipping.
Yeah.
Those Christmas wreath kits, you guys, from 2 weeks ago. The background fabric on that finally shipped like 2 days ago. So it should be here any day. I have quite a few pre-orders for that. If you still want one, get it, order it now because Jen and Sarita and the rest of the girls here kind of hate all my 8th yard kits and don't want to cut them 16 times.
Well, and
we don't cut them 2 at a time. We cut them in mass to make it efficient. And so if you want one, we can count.
Right.
But it should be ready any day.
And when that background's gone.
And when the background's gone, it's gone. So we are limited. Alright, and
bottom hole.
Yep, skipping over. And let's see. So holiday. It's not Holiday Lodge. What's it called this time? Deb Strain's line? Good night.
Similar to Holiday Lodge?
It's adorable.
Don't for the holiday.
Yeah, it's got the farm animals stacked on top of each other. It's just super cute. Holly Berry should be shipping anytime. That's
right. That's Corey Yoder's Christmas line,
which is pretty.
So pretty.
Also, you guys, next month is the reship of Christmas figs and Halloween figs, or All Hallows Eve, Halloween figs. If you are wanting something specific that we are out of stock, a background fabric, a kit, a border, a back, please tell Sarita. You can email her at sarita@jkquilts.com or come in and talk to her. Because people want backgrounds and backs, I mean, those are 4 to 5 yards at a time. 6. A bolt is 15 yards, you guys. So if I don't know and 4 people are planning on getting that back, then guess what? I don't have enough. And so if you know for sure that you want something, we can order additional bolts now. We can't order additional bolts
later
in October.
Right.
So if you know you're going to want something,
speak now.
Speak now. Let us know. That way we can guarantee that you get it. You don't have to be disappointed.
I don't think they'll do this one again.
Yeah, this is the 3rd printing of All Hallows Eve. I don't see a 4th one coming. I just don't. Kind of same with Christmas figs. So if you know you want a back or a background, one of those things, or even if you know you need 1 yard for a border and somebody else is going to want to buy them all for a back, let her know. She'll get you on the list. She keeps a spreadsheet so that she knows how much of everything she has already promised people. So,
plus that way it gets cut before it goes on the floor for other people to buy.
Yep, just do it. Oh, the other thing, our little red building blocks kit is finally restocked. Finally, we were waiting on the border print forever. So if you were waiting for that, it's ready for you. Just get it ordered because, like I said, I don't make any guarantees it's here in a month. Or a week, or tomorrow, I don't know. You never know. Things will sit and then all of a sudden they're gone in a day. So if you want it, don't wait. And I don't know. Lots of fun things.
Always
Steph's
fun.
new line ships this month.
Oh yeah. If you've been waiting for floral purples
with a true purple, we got a line with some coming today. In fact, I was playing with some patterns designing last night with it in there.
All right, guys, we have a nice big long casing. I'm just gonna snip right here. I'm not gonna, because these are 1 inch long. So
now on the bottom, you're gonna have to.
That one's longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave my little tube open. Now the instinct right now is to be like, flip it out, but we're not gonna, because we're gonna box the corners.
Because otherwise you have to unflip it out to box the corners.
Right. Who wants to do that?
So let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
So to box your corners.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull open the bottom here to where it's nice and flat.
You can get a feel for this, you guys.
What I want to do is with my fingers, I'm going to make sure that this seam right here lines up with this one right here. And right now I know it's not because, I have a sense of touch and I can feel that. And you probably have a sense of touch too. So you can probably feel it as well.
So just get the feel to where it gets lined up.
So I want to you can try and flip it back and forth, over and over and over again. I just feel it. Just get a feel for it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put a pin in place just to hold it.
She's got about 4 inches up.
Okay. And that's not really where I'm going to do everything, but I just want it there. Now what I'm going to do is draw a line for my boxing. Now, if I were to box 3 inches up, I'd be having a 6-inch base. I'll probably go 4 inches up, which makes my bag 4 inches shorter, but it gives me a nice wide 8-inch wide base. And if you want to make sure things are square,
stand up like this.
I have a line on my ruler going straight up my seam, and then I have this parallel line right here. And I'm 4 inches over this way, and I'm 4 inches over this way.
And you're hitting all the corners.
And I'm hitting all of these. So I've got these nice 45-degree angles. So that's a way to tell that you've got it lined up right. You really don't want to box your corners like that. Okay? That's a little exaggerated, but you know what I mean.
You want a fairly straight line.
I want a nice 40, I want this nice 90-degree angle here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some pins here because it's going to move between here and the sewing machine.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works. And then I'm just going to sew right down that line that I drew.
Are you backstitching?
I am. I am going to backstitch these corners It's, I don't know if it's necessary, but it's definitely like, what? Nothing.
Got a text from my husband.
Oh, it's definitely habit from apparel sewing. Your kid's going nuts?
No, he forgot to take her to school this morning.
Oh, whoops.
My kids are doing a summer camp at their school right now. It's kind of awesome because they're at school.
Right.
With everyone.
Except your husband forgot to take them.
I know. He got busy doing work.
Right? The nerve. Now, honestly, if you wanted, you could leave that in there for bulk. I usually cut it off, except I only brought my tiny scissors, so that's going to take a second.
And we didn't put a rotary mat on the
And I didn't put a rotary mat on the table. So that's waste. Alright, now we're going to go around.
Scrap for some
Scrap. It's actually a decent sized scrap. We're going to go over to the other side and do the same thing. Now, when it comes to the lining,
are you going to box your lining?
I'm going to tell you, you can if you want to, and you don't have to if you don't. It does make for a nicer finished product because then they match up. However, I will tell you, you can get away without it. If it's a step you want to skip because you hate boxing corners, I won't think
She's opening up her seams to do this.
I'm opening up my seams, yeah, so they're nice and flat. I won't think anything less of you for not boxing.
You don't have to box the lining. It will make it fit nicer on the inside.
Right.
It'll be a smoother fit.
Yes, it definitely is a nicer finished product. That being said, it's a skippable step. If this is something that makes you anxious or you hate it, if you're new to this, if you haven't really boxed corners before, I would recommend doing the lining before doing this part, doing the outside, because if you mess it up, guess what? It's the lining. No big deal.
This is true. Speaking of.
4, 4. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line here.
Open that seam.
I was pretty good with eyeballing my pin here. I put it right where it needed to be.
It's hard to draw a line over a pin.
Alright. I think I'm going to skip boxing the inside corner for right now.
Oh, yeah?
Just because for time's sake,
I can go back.
For time's sake, I want to get to the casing.
Okay, fine. I won't help you.
I appreciate the thought, though.
Same process on the inside.
Exact same process on the line.
And it can be done so long as she doesn't close.
Right. So long as I don't close the bottom, I can come back to
the line. You can come back to it. Mm-hmm. But once you close the line, you kind of lost your shot.
All right. But I want. Oop.
Did you just cut your fabric?
Just a little bit.
A little bit of French check. I'll save that. It'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah. Don't get too wild and crazy with your scissors.
Don't get in such a hurry. Okay, I said fray check. I assume most people know what that is, but I've discovered not all quilters do.
You gotta sew apparel.
Let's say, having learned to sewing apparel.
All right, I'm gonna turn it right side out. Ready?
Our friend.
Right.
What it is this clear liquid, and it stops the edges of the fabric from fraying. So if you have a tiny tear or a tiny little snip, you don't have to rip the whole thing apart necessarily. A tiny dab of fray check will keep it from.
Right. It will make the little snip go away, but it'll make it from getting worse.
It will keep it from getting worse.
All right. All right. So what I'm gonna do is shove the lining inside. Trying to open it up a little bit. Thank you. It's a little awkward. A little awkward. It's really awkward. Go inside, dang it.
You're struggling.
Help me out here. Hold the other side. There we go. You just needed one more hand than what I had. Okay, so here's our sack, basically. What I'm going to do is
press that?
Yeah, with my fingers, try and get the lining up here
to where it's a straight line.
To where it's a nice straight line, and I'm going to press it. This is one time that an ironing board is super helpful. because I can put my stack over the edge.
Yeah. See, back to our apparel days, you guys. They can't see what you're doing, but that's okay. She's just sticking the bag, the edge of the ironing board in, like you're.
Like you do with a trouser leg.
Yeah, and just get a nice press along the top of that sack to where you're creating that perfect fold.
Right.
Between your accent fabric and your lining. So the lining's on the inside, the accent's on the outside.
Right. Because we don't want to really see one or the other.
Yeah. So that when your bag is done, on the outside you see the accent fabric, on the inside you see the lining. You have that clean line. But then when it's closed up, you see little tiny bits of the lining, which is why you want the lining to match and coordinate. Mm-hmm. Okay, because the lining is a second accent, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's definitely an accent, and it can be.
She is pinning this, you guys, after she presses it and gets it exactly where she wants it.
I want it to stay.
In order to get it.
Because I am going to be moving this quite a bit. I want it to stay. Once I sew the casing for the ribbon or the tie, then the pins can come out.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm going to cut your motor ribbon in half. Because for the, what's that word? For the cording.
Cinch.
For the cinch, for this factor, you need 2 pieces. Ideally, these would be a tiny bit longer, but
such it is. It's long
enough. This is what we got today, and it works, or it will work.
It will. We hope. That's the plan. It'll be fine. It's fine.
It'll be good.
It's all good. Okay.
I'm going to press these, and I'm going to let you talk to them.
Okay, so now what we need to do is make our casing. What we're going to do, because you see we've got this little hole right here. This is for our ribbon to go through. But I don't want it to go just anywhere in here. So what I'm going to do is sew a line here and sew a line here all the way across that will keep it in place. Now there are a couple ways you can do this. You can draw a whole bunch of lines on here, or this is my cheater method. I'll put one piece of like washi tape on my machine at 3.5 inches and one at 4.5 inches and use that as my seam guide, because I don't have anything here that says 3.5 or 4.5 inches.
Oh, really?
No, I don't. So let me grab that really quick.
Right. I did go ahead and press these so that they didn't have weird creases in them, because, well, they've been tying up a fat quarter bundle, and if you're like me and you can't bear to throw them away, because, I don't know, they have creases in them. But if you just a little bit of pressing and they're all better, and they're going to be usable. Did you find some?
I did. I knew right where it was because I saw it last night. Okay, this is our fancy way to make seam guides. Ready?
It's 3.5 inches.
Right.
I have to put my ruler.
Put your ruler under your needle. And I'm going to make myself a seam guide.
Now, 4.5 is like the throat, almost.
Right.
Actually, it's 1/2 inch from the throat. So in case you wonder how big your featherweight throat is, it's 5 inches.
Right. Never knew that
I
before.
couldn't tell you that now. I didn't know that either.
Right.
But now I know.
All right. So those are my fancy seam guides. So what I'm going to do is slide this guy under here. It's not a free arm machine, but it's free enough.
For this, it's fine.
It's
so your sides, you guys, you know how you left the opening on the pockets? They are there. They're folded under, so you don't have to...
Oh, I meant 3 1/4. I lied.
Oh, she's going to make this difficult today.
I am. I mean, I could eyeball it a 1/4 inch closer.
That's not. You ever too far? Go back a little. There you go.
Gotta love washi tape, guys. Gotta love it. There we go. Much better.
Okay, so like I was saying, she you know how you left those little 1-inch openings? You're not gonna have to top stitch those closed or anything like that.
Nope.
Because they're in that seam allowance, and so they're already folded over, and then they end up inside the casing.
Right.
And so it
they take care of themselves.
They do. Oh, what I need is a safety pin.
Oh, we have some.
So we can put that casing in.
We have safety pins.
Oh, I know. Just a second, guys. Sorry. I'm gonna let her sew those seams, and then we'll.
Right.
I know you can use a purple thing or a.
We're old school, so when we're threading stuff, we use safety pins.
Guys, I made scrunchies as a kid.
I made scrunchies with my daughters the other day. It was a bit of a blast from the past.
Just saying.
Like, wow. These are cool again, huh? All right. It was kind of fun. They're like, Mom, wow, you're so cool. How'd you know how to do this? I'm like, well, I was a tween and a teenager in the 90s. Before the term tween existed.
Were there teens back then? Anyway, I know you can use a purple thing or all sorts of things like that. I learned using a safety pin. So we're gonna go old school, old school. Guys, this is amazing. Put your safety pin through your, we're talking scrunchies, through your elastic.
In this case, through your
In
cording.
this case, through your cording.
My daughters are like, Mom, can we do a video? I should totally have them do a video on scrunchies.
Oh my gosh, totally. It'd be hilarious.
It would be funny. Because there wasn't YouTube back
We'd have
then.
to have, like, Gracie come over and...
Right? We should totally let them do it. It'd be fun.
If you guys need a little girl scrunchie tutorial,
we'll have our
let
little
us know.
girls teach it.
She's got a couple that can work it, and I got one too, so...
Right.
Are you going to top stitch the top or no?
No.
Okay.
You could totally top
I mean, I
stitch the
noticed
top.
that you didn't on this one, so I was curious.
Well, and that one's smaller.
So, I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but if you want to make sure your delineation stays perfect all the time,
Right.
it's not a horrible thing to do. Guys, this is essentially a giant lined pillowcase with a boxed bottom. It's pretty fancy.
Hey, what are you talking about? I spent all night drawing up a pattern.
I know.
No, I didn't.
So to close the opening on the bottom where we turn this right side out, you're just gonna press that, get it flat, and then sew a top stitch.
If you want something
close it.
more invisible, you can whip stitch, ladder stitch, anything like that.
But it's a lining, so for me, I'm gonna
For
just
me,
do
it's
an
inside
eighth
the
of an
lining.
inch
That's
top
gonna
stitch.
right.
We're not gonna show you how to do that because that way Jen can go back and box the corners when she's
Right when I'm done.
ready to do that.
But I
that's how you do
wanted
it.
to show you a casing.
You do want to close that so that things
Yeah,
don't
don't
go
leave it
through.
open. I mean, stuff's gonna get lost down there.
But that's all you do. Press it right side, pull it out a little bit, and top stitch it. And the shop phone's ringing. Sorry, guys.
Forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb.
Things I forget.
Whoa, you're running away with my thread. Okay, there you go.
Take your pins.
I'll pull pins.
Okay, guys, this is fancy.
Super fancy. Okay.
We got our opening. The opening's right here.
Now, to get this cinch method, you could just run one
All the way around.
thing all the way around and pull it through. I really like the cinch sack.
Guys, I use the paper clip. This is not paper clip. Safety pin. See, it's right here. I can feel it. You just push it forward an inch, pull it back. And this is bigger safety pins, go faster.
Right, because you can hold on to them
You
easier.
can hold on to them easier. Seriously, you guys, this is my
We're fancy.
90s scrunchie
Tutorial.
making.
Right. This is essentially how you make a scrunchie. Make a casing, but use
Same
elastic.
concept. Little did I know, my mom was actually training me on how to make casings when she allowed me to make scrunchies.
Right.
So
I'm
that's
holding
one.
this so she doesn't lose
Yes,
it.
you don't want to pull all the way through. So that's why, like, as I'm pulling it through, I go ahead and cinch it up.
Oh, no, you want to go all the way around.
I don't want to go one
No,
way.
you want to go all the way around. Both of them go all the way around. That's
Oh,
how you
these
get
are-
a cool cinch. No, they're not long enough, but that's okay.
Oh, I thought that they just went one way. See,
I'm
she's
going to
correcting
teach
me.
you how to make a cinch sack. Well, you want to know why? So when I did this the first time like that, and I made those bags for you guys.
Say, the one you made for me isn't like that.
I know, Mom corrected me.
Oh, I figured. You just went away.
Mom told me I was doing it wrong, and she showed me how to do it right. So I'm going to pass it on to you. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Anytime.
Did he disappear?
I don't know. You find out. I'll keep your thing going.
Oh, there we go. We're still there. Okay.
Liz thought she lost us.
No, my phone just like pulled it out.
Oh, weird.
Like dropped it, so I was.
Okay, so you go through. You begin on one side and you end on one side, okay? And then you begin on the other side and end over there as well. Yeah, these aren't nearly long enough.
These are not long enough. I thought it was just on one side, so I thought it would be long enough.
Nope.
Do I need to go the other direction?
Well, you start one, end one. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. Well, see, there you go.
Doesn't matter.
Easy to learn.
Right. I'll just hold those so we don't lose them.
It's just time to get. Oh,
Let's read the texting.
great. Anybody else?
I don't know.
My phone's been
Hey. Yeah, Bob's coming at 9:30.
fantastic.
I can't read my text message on my phone, but I can get it on my watch.
That's helpful. My watch has been dead since I got to North Carolina, and I haven't bothered charging.
That's unfortunate.
I've been like, I don't care.
I've gotten so accustomed to wearing a watch that when
I
I take
still
it
lift
off,
my wrist all
when
day.
I take it off to charge it, I'm like, you can't see everything. It's really frustrating.
Almost done.
Almost there. We're almost there, guys. Good thing, because my employees are almost here. We'll see if we get done before they get here.
It's that time in the morning.
It is that time of the morning. But nobody's coming to pay for gas.
Yeah, guys, this is
Not gonna wait.
freaking amazing.
Yay! You're all the way through?
I'm all the way through.
Huzzah! Okay. So we'll tie knots over here, but see, when you have a cinch sack like this, you just pull.
I was wondering why yours pulled so much
And
easier.
it closes so nicely. And then you can open it up, but with longer ties, so you can open it all the way. But this is our Santa sack. It's got a nice lining. Cinch it up. Put some fun little goodies inside. Nice and reusable for those of us who like to not waste stuff. But I just think they're cute, and they'd be fun with like some embroidered tags with somebody's name on it. And you can just use the same sack year after year. But I love the idea of filling it with things to give
and
away.
then filling it up with the new things.
Yep. So this is our Santa sack. I'll have some printed instructions online later today. You know, when I get home and get to it. And I'll have longer measurements for how long to make these.
Yep.
But
We just realized last night.
This is it. A nice, fully lined bag. And, I mean, you can't really wash gift bags very often. But this one you can.
And it won't tear or anything else.
Right?
They would be awesome for birthdays, too.
They would be awesome for birthdays. Honestly, have a few of these around just as reusable gift bags.
Yes. Or a great way to gift a quilt.
Oh, great way to gift a quilt. And then it gives it a nice, safe thing to keep it in, because really plastic's not ideal.
No.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and
We
we'll
will
see you next week.
All right. See ya.
Bye. I like this one.
No, I know.